morning, good morning. Hello. So excited to be here this Monday morning, last day of the month, here with Coffee and Val. And I'm so excited to be here. Just grab my coffee. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes for people to come in. Oh, thank you, Aura, for being here. I appreciate you. Buenos dias, mi amor. I hope you have your coffee or tea to be with me today, and all that want to join today or later to see the replay. But it is definitely one of my favorite topics to talk about. And before coming to the lives, I really do get grounded. I have my incense, my quartz, the music, the vibration. Now I'm so in love with the wall that we've created to remind ourselves how important it is to stay positive through different ways. And now I have my wall that has all my quotes. For this live, I'm sitting here, but I usually have it in front anytime I am working. Ceci, thank you for being here. Buenos dias, mi amor. Well, I'm glad that the first two people that are here are both of you, because it is a topic that I tend to always talk about, because my biggest wish is actually that every single human being on this planet can live their true calling. And I know that there are circumstances in your life, in our life, that our day-to-day or, whatever reality we are living now, that we think it's a blockage to make it happen. But in fact, it's just your path. The goal is not to get to the goal. The goal is to actually experience, feel, meditate, observe, absorb the beautiful human being that you become along the way. And in that beauty, there's beauty even when we fall and we lose it and we have this anger and just want to ask why me, why can't I? And it's okay, it's all part of the process. And in this journey, once you are in the path of awakening, that I believe we all are, whether you're here right now or you hear this later, the fact that you tapped into this live is because you are there. Now, if we go back in time to actually remember how it all starts when we start getting these blockages that we can't make it happen for us, right? In fact, sometimes when we're little and we express to our parents what we want to do for a living, in my case, I wanted to be a teacher. I didn't have this, but most people that say they want to be teachers, the first reaction is you're gonna die of hunger, because that is the worst pay job. I was blessed that I never had that, but I have experienced so many people along the way. So the first question is, where did it all start from? When was that first time that you heard that left some sort of trace in your brain that you're not capable enough, that you're not worthy, that perhaps you even don't speak good in public, or you don't? In my case, I was told that I had a really sensitive heart, and so I needed to protect it. And I always had the visual of my mother who said, put a shell over your heart. Put your shell over your heart, because you will be hurt, and I don't want you to be hurt. So in her brokenness, out of love, she was teaching me that. What do I do now? Speak all about the heart. Speak out my truth. Speak out my heart, because that is exactly what we are here for, right? So in this process of finding out your truth, before we even know how to fulfill our dreams or how we want to make the life of our dreams, the first aspect that we must work on is actually knowing who we are. Knowing who we are. Val, how do I even start there? How do I know? I think I'm here, but I'm not, because I'm not living in congruency. I'm doing this, but now I don't even know if I like it. There's so many beautiful stories of people that reinvent themselves no matter what age. In fact, I recently saw on my Facebook memories a man that at 90 years of age, started running and started winning small races. He even went to China to race. And hola Dieguito, good morning. And the fact that at 90 you can reinvent yourself, and he actually found love at 95. So all these inspirational stories that we hear in the outside, why can't there be our own stories? So the first and foremost is we must find who we are. If you don't know this, a lot of self-love starts with the change of mindset. What are the kind of language? What language are you using on your day-to-day to speak to yourself? The first thing you see in the mirror, you say, oh, I look ugly, and criticizing. So a lot of self-love must be into place. If you can't tap into that, of course, meditation can heal. Music that enlightens your heart, inspires you. Of course, please see who you have around you. Are those people contributing to your love and self-growth? Once you're starting to tap into who you are, ask yourself, are you really doing something for you that you honestly love for you? Not to be a mother, not to do your job. Like, what is that one thing? When you start doing things that you absolutely love, you ignite this new energy and connectivity with your heart that Fatima, thank you for being here, my love. And this connection that you have within yourself, really, you experience another side of you. So now that Fatima joined, I want to say this whole thing that I'm talking about, connectivity with yourself. It's insane how you can feel so connected with somebody that you've never even met. And that's with my friend Fatima. Like, we don't know each other like in person, but yet there's a connection just by staying connected in the social media. So now that we are working on the self-love, now that we are knowing at least something that we like, and you know what, be gentle with yourself. Be gentle, because you might think, oh my gosh, I love playing basketball. But then you stop playing basketball and you realize that you don't really love playing basketball. You're just doing that because your father told you you've got to be a great basketball player because he was a great basketball player. So as you are tapping into your self-love, to know who you are, to be able to know what you want in these dreams, then be honest and truthful. And if you had it all wrong, which it's not wrong, it's part of your path, it's part of your discovery, be gentle with it. So start exploring different situations where you can feel vulnerable, feel new feelings, feel new emotions, and then you'll be really tapping into your heart. So I want to tell you a particular example of what my journey and path in just 3 to 5 minutes was to get this dream home of mine, which is on the beach. And I literally, since I was 10 years old, I had a vision of living and just, coming and eating and having the ocean as my companion at 10 years of age. Now, it's not about just manifesting it. Sitting in meditation and I am visualizing myself, on the beach with this house. It's how connected you are to that dream. What emotions do that visual bring to you? What are your realities and possibilities that you are building towards that? Now at 10, of course, I had no clue of all this spiritual work that I know now. But the fact that I always voiced it, the fact that I always told my family, I want to be in the ocean. I was very tuned into what element brought me joy and happiness, and it was always the ocean. And every time I touched the ocean, when I was a little girl or as a teen, it was my go-to place to heal when I had trauma, when I needed a space for myself. In fact, I traveled alone at a very young age. That was my go-to place. And I always sat in front of the ocean and said, one day, we will be neighbors. And as I go along in life, I really tapped into music for meditation that had water. I always had the element of water near me. And as I grew older and I was more conscious enough to do these things, I always ask questions. The more questions you ask, the more possibilities. What is it about this reality, this dream of mine that is so expansive, that is so filled with abundance, that is enlightening my heart, and that is my dream? What is it about it? And you ask questions and questions to create more possibilities. And then as I got older, I voiced that near and far. And I also, every time I went to a restaurant, everywhere, anybody asked me, is there anything I can do for you? And I said, I want a house on the beach. In the meantime, I was a go-getter. Actually there is a sign, one of my favorite signs right here. It says, if your dreams don't scare you enough, they're not big enough. if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. I mean, do dreams all have to scare you? It's an analogy, but they do, because you got to take risks. And if you don't take risks, you can't make that jump. And it's only when you jump, hoping that parachute's going to open. But if it opens not fully and you get stuck in a tree, can we see and observe the beauty of what is around us from being stuck in that tree? Or perhaps we fall and scrape our knees and can't really walk for 3 days, but we experience something new. So building this life that you want is about creating new visions, new experiences, new emotions by taking the risks. If you don't do anything to go towards your dreams, you will stay in that comfort zone. Your 8-to-5 job, you're being the best wife, the best friend, the best everything, but you will not experience what is it to live in full bliss. So going back to the story about this home, I just manifested there. I have one of the quotes that I haven't put here because it's going to go on a special wall. It's like, the beach is my house. And not too long ago, I was in another vacation and I was in a restaurant in the beach, and the man had a shirt that said, "The beach is my office." I literally went to him and I said, whatever I need to pay you, I need to get that shirt from you. And I went as far as to do that. I got the shirt and I started wearing it. And I started, of course, working on my purpose. For a long time, I'm doing what I love, but really connecting to my why. I'm not working because my ultimate goal is to get a beach house. I'm working because I found my true calling, because serving, because doing life coaching, conscious parenting coaching, spiritual coaching, NLP, and all that work that I do, I connect with the well-being of my clients, with the growth that I develop from every being that crosses my path. When you work from a place of abundance, from a place of love, from a sacred space that you create between you and your clients, or whatever you are doing, whatever you're selling, whatever you are writing about, whatever your mission is in life, when you truly connect to make a difference in the lives of others, that's where the shift comes. That's where expansion comes. That's when miracles happen. So if you don't feel that ignitement, that firecracker in your heart when you're doing what you're doing, then this is a place to start asking the questions. What is it that is missing for me to have full connectivity when you have something going on in your life? For example, severe trauma that in different days, because of course I've had it, and somebody calls me to say, I would like a coaching session. And I ground myself and I look up to heaven and ask my beings of light to cover my heart and to allow me to enter the heart of that other person. And I forget about my pain, because my pain is now filled with love and compassion and oneness for my client. So whatever you are doing, my loves, I want you to be doing it. I don't want you. I invite you to be doing it from a place of love. That's where your why comes in. That's where abundance comes in. That's where the universe will start throwing blessings after blessings, so many that you're just literally on your knees, just say, thank you, universe, show me more, right? Now, in all that process, my loves, it does take discipline. It does take discipline. So I've always been an early riser, but if you're not an early riser, do it as however it works for you. I'm in the beach. I have my own schedule. I could get up at any time. So I recently did my new schedule, just to keep me on my toes. I am a teacher, so I have that to look for. So I'm starting at 5:30 a.m. Why am I waking up at 30 a.m.? That's where I feel I have my quiet space to myself. I start with gratitude and connection with my beings of light, my angels. I have a morning reading and journaling at 5:40, 6:10. It's meditation. I set intentions. I send prayer. I just close my eyes and feel the energies of the people around me, near and far, whether I know them or not, and bless them and send them in prayer for their day. I'm starting my writing of my book. I stretch and do yoga. I do my social media. Not before I lit my incense and set into an intention and oneness to be able to share a message that is of grace to those that read me. And of course, breakfast, coffee, and just doing what I love. So I don't want to go too long on this. I just want to really ask if you have any questions. Aura, Diego, Fatima, Isaac. Isaac is starting his new job today. Congratulations. Suerte en tu nuevo trabajo, mi cielo. Definitely, he's tapping into everything that we are talking about. He is a client of mine, and we've been working on actually making the life of his dreams, and today is that day. So what is your day? How long? How much longer are you going to be waiting? If you can't do it on your own, I mean, there are so many professionals. If there's anywhere I could be of service, amazing. If not, look within you. But the first is fall in love with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Know what makes you elevate your spirit. What is that? Out of the, not just your work, like what activity do you like to do? Be gentle with yourself when you actually speak about yourself. Thank you, Ceci. That's about expanding the light. Ceci just actually sent a message of good spirit and good luck for Isaac on his new job. And Isaac has come, thank you. That little acts of kindness is what expands the light. That act of love, says you just ignited something in your spirit that will be so rewarding to you, to Isaac, and just anybody that has the blessing of coming into your spirit today, my love. Thank you. And I just want to then go on the list after honoring yourself, falling in love with yourself, and being gentle with yourself, finding that why, that thing that ignites you to do things. And then when you are working, ask yourself many questions, more possibilities. And then from what place are you doing that job? From what place? Are you just, marking your accounting and I need 5 coachings to be able to? You don't worry about those things. I never say I need to do X amount of coachings to acquire anything. My plead is heaven, light, beings of light, universe, bring into my life as many people as I could be of service. And in doing so, I know I will grow, and together we will make this world a better place by uniting in spirit, by uniting in love, by uniting in oneness. And so it is, my love. This is just a taste of what we can do today to start a milestone, to start working towards a milestone, to connect with our spirit, to have the life of our dreams. Of course, if you need a little bit more help one-on-one, you know where to find me. You are here. If this was of contribution to you, please send this to someone you love. And I can't wait to hear your story of how you have started to set stepping stones in the direction of your dreams. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.